Valve is finally starting its new beta. The new SteamOS 3.7 update is here, which means the operating system is about to be put on more devices. The Half-Life 2 RTX demo is also here, and for free. Plus, if you've been wondering what game Gaben has been playing recently, well, he let us know. Gabe Newell answered a fan's email who asked, "What games do you actually play?" And this is where Gaben responded, "Lately, I've been playing a bunch of Stalker 2. I should get the 4th ending tomorrow, and then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to play next." I think it's pretty cool that Gaben wants to experience all 4 endings of Stalker 2. But what game would you tell Gaben to play afterwards? Maybe someone should recommend he plays Half-Life 3. But on the topic of multiple endings, what are your opinions on them? Would you want to see multiple endings for Half-Life 3, where depending on how you progress through the game, either different conversations or actions lead you to a different ending? It is interesting to think about, as Gabe is a fan of the multiple endings, so would you want them to be in Half-Life 3? Talking about what game Gabe should play next, Half-Life 2 RTX is releasing a demo on March 18th. This comes with the release of NVIDIA RTX Remix, as NVIDIA has said, to demonstrate RTX Remix's capabilities, Half-Life 2 owners can download a free Half-Life 2 RTX demo from Steam on March 18th, showcasing Orbifold Studios' work in Ravenholm and Nova Prospect, ahead of the full game's release at a later stage. So if you have been waiting to try out Half-Life 2 RTX, now will be your opportunity for free. NVIDIA also showed off their RTX tech that is in the new demo, like DLSS4 with multi-frame generation, Neural Radiance cache, enhanced character creation, RTX skin and subsurface scattering, RTX volumetrics, plus a few others. Now, it is mentioned, before you play March 18th, please ensure you have the latest GeForce Game Ready driver installed. To play at the level of detail shown in the screenshots and videos, we recommend a GeForce RTX 50 series graphics cards, though there are plenty of settings available to ensure a great experience on previous generation GPUs too. Mentioning how every aspect of each level has been upgraded, though the work isn't final and further tweaks and tech upgrades are planned for launch. Weapons, enemies, skyboxes have all been remade, atmospheric effects added, visual effects enhanced, and audio updated, while sharing a few different comparisons between the original Half-Life and the new RTX version, showing us a benchmark with DLSS on and off while running the game at 4K with an ultra preset, while also including a few other benchmarks that had different setups as well. So while you're on the Steam store for Half-Life 2 RTX, you will notice it is the spring sale. Of course, that means a bunch of games are all on discount, but what is important this time around is, well, for Half-Life Alyx, it's now at the lowest price it has ever been. If you haven't already and want to try out Half-Life Alyx, now would be a perfect opportunity to grab it at its record low price. Talking about records, Valve loves to break them. CS2 just hit a new all-time player count, which smashed the peak during the CS2 release hype. Another record Valve broke was for Steam, as it has passed a new all-time user count at over 40 million players. This just shows Steam and Valve's dominance in gaming, as more and more gamers choose to use Steam. Recently, CS Legacy just got announced. It's built from scratch on Valve's Source Engine by the CS Pro Mod crew. It keeps the nostalgic 1.6 vibe while adding a modern twist with slick visuals and upgrades. They claim it's hitting Steam in early access early 2025, so make sure you keep your eyes out if you want to relive the iconic Counter-Strike 1.6. Today's video is powered by ClashGG, the only place you need to go if you want to dive into case battles. If you use my code WATERCS, you will get 3 free cases, so use my link down below. They also have new game modes like Tiles or Crash for you to test your luck. Deposit with your favorite crypto, cards, or skins, and then cash out your winnings instantly with any crypto or skins. Don't forget the free reigns that are random drops for you to get even more rewards. Claim your 3 free cases on clash.gg with code WATERCS today. If you watched my video last week where we went over how SteamOS 3.7 was on the way, well, now it's here. On March 14th, which is Pi Day, it got released to the preview channel for people to try out. One of the main changes in this update is that it is the beginning of support for non-Steam Deck handhelds. So the SteamOS beta for more devices that they mentioned a few months ago is starting. A few other changes that came with this update is that desktop mode now ships with Plasma 6.2.5. Plus, they updated to a newer Arch Linux base and brought Linux kernel to 6.11. One cool change in this update is that Valve added support for the Proteus BioWave controller, the all-in-one kit that allows gamers to build their own way to play. A lot of players are glad Valve didn't forget the LCD by giving it the Bluetooth wake feature that previously was only on the OLED. Many others are glad that KDE FileLight is installed by default, which is a great way to see your disk usage. Sadly, it's Bradley also pointed out that Proton 10, which wasn't mentioned in the patch notes, is in alpha right now. There is a bunch of other changes, but if you want to try out the SteamOS 3.7 update, it is available in the preview channel. It's great to see that it is now here because this was a pretty huge and important update for SteamOS, especially for all future third-party or even Valve devices like the Deckard, which could be released this year. Of course, this is just the first update of SteamOS 3.7, so expect a lot more to come with more improvements and hopefully a full explanation by Valve as they start to expand SteamOS to more devices. Valve also just released their Steamworks yearly review for 2024, which of course covers all the great improvements Valve made over the last year to Steam. But what is interesting is that they mentioned the future of hardware at Valve is bright. So, can we get the Deckard this year? At the end, they said all year long we will be attending conferences, hosting roundtables, reading forum comments, and working hard on Steam so that the year in review 2025 is packed with more improvements. So it seems like it's safe to expect Valve and Steam to appear at some future events later this year. Don't forget that on March 19th, a retired Valve employee, Monica Harrington, who is also the ex-wife to the Valve founder, Mike Harrington, will be talking at GDC and going over how Valve became Valve from her insider perspective. Overall, it was an interesting week for Valve news. We finally got the SteamOS 3.7 update. When you are watching this, the Half-Life 2 RTX demo should be live on Steam and free for all Half-Life 2 owners. And in the meantime, Gaben will be wrapping up Stalker 2. Make sure you are subscribed so you stay up to date on all Valve news.